Hey guys, welcome to the grand finals of StarLadder between Mineski and Team Liquid. Um, anyway, I've decided to start the draft analysis a little later than usual, just because I realized the starting of every analysis is a bit boring, because the bands are pretty straightforward and the content is a bit repetitive. So I think I'm trying to focus more on the um, how the draft is breaking down, as well as and at the end of the draft, explain more which team I feel has the better draft, as well as how they're supposed to approach the laning phase, the mid game, as well as the late game, and which team has the advantage in the late game, which team has the advantage in the early game, etc. etc. So yeah, now moving into game 1 of the grand finals. Mineski having first pick. The bans are pretty straightforward on both teams. Io Chen and Chantra's Leech all removed. Mineski goes for the first pick, Venomancer. This Venomancer first pick is not something that Mineski do often. It's more like a deny pick from Team Liquid actually. They don't want to waste, they are unable to waste a ban on it, and they know that Liquid loves the Venomancer. Usually team they ban away Io and Veno, but Mineski decided that they don't want to play against Kuroki's Chen, which he did a lot in the group stages. Okay, so Mineski, as a result, they end up with the Venomancer. And Liquid, they respond with Earthshaker as well as Pagna. So in the last series against Secret, Kuroki actually played a position 5 Pagna. I think this Pagna pick is a very huge mind game hero which will affect the rest of the series, especially if it's successful. Mineski will start being afraid of this hero because Liquid can just switch it up to a core or just play it as a position 5, whichever. And if it works the first time as a position 5, the mind games on Mineski is gonna be even have more impact on them. So yeah, I believe this Pagna is gonna be a very important hero in coming into the rest of the series. And Mineski goes for the Night Stalker second pick. Okay, so moving into the bans, the anti-mage is banned targeted towards Mushi. I think Mineski is the only team that probably still play anti-mage, or at least on a very regular basis. And Mineski banned away Brute and Alchemist, two heroes that are somewhat considered cheesy, and they can be played very extremely well on Liquid's lineup as well.
5 seconds remaining.
The Bat Rider ban on Liquid, I have to mention, is because I think they plan to put GH on the Earthshaker, and usually GH, as a position for Earthshaker, he achieves a lot to gang the multiple lanes in the early game. But if he's up against a Bat Rider, his impact won't be felt on the off lane because the Bat Rider can just fly out of his features. Yeah, so I believe that's one of the reasons why Liquid decided to ban it away. Moving on to the second phase here, Liquid, I don't think they are planning to pick this Pagna into a pushing strat. They might be doing it. They might consider doing it later on in the series, maybe like game 2 or 3, where they probably maybe 2-0 up. Game 3 they want to try the pushing strat against Mineski just to end it quickly. Then they might just go for it. But now game 1, I highly doubt they will go for it. They go for the Jakiro. Still have no idea which position this Jakiro is gonna be. It can be position 5, it can be Mind Control on the offlane. The options are still open, and it's a semi-push strat still. They can take a lot of objectives in the early game with Jakiro as well as Pagna. But as I mentioned, I doubt they're going to go all out for the all-in pushing strat. Maybe they are trying to get Mineski to be afraid of it. As mentioned in GH in the post-match interview earlier, he said this Pagna pick, Kuroki wants to make his opponent think it's a core and then like start drafting around him, and after that it's just a position 5 support. So similarly, Liquid, now they're approaching this draft as towards a potential pushing strat, but I believe it's just a mind game that Kuroki is trying to use on Mineski right now. The question is whether Mineski will fall into this and start drafting counters, or they'll just be okay with it and draft their own strategy. Okay, so Jeb's eating a lot of reserve time and go for the Clockwork. Clockwork is gonna be offlane on Ice Ice Ice. It's a very strong hero against what Liquid have. Both Jakiro and Earthshaker are actually heroes that Clockwork kind of counters if he gets if he's able to close down on Earthshaker, and Earthshaker is very hard to get any of his spells away. He's gonna need a fast Force Staff to counter Clockwork. Basically, both teams is gonna require quite a bit of Force Staffs this game. I think Pakna can get one. Earthshaker is probably gonna get one sooner or later. Force Staff is just very good against a hero like Clockwork, and for Mineski, it's very good against Lifestealer as well as Earthshaker. Liquid goes back for the Matsuberman Lifestealer. They do it once in a while, especially with Earthshaker on their team, when they already have a Invest Bomb vehicle. And it's also a very self-sustaining carry. It definitely wins the lane against Clockwork, or at least even. If he's ahead in the lane on a Clockwork, he definitely can zone the Clockwork out on his own.
Team Liquid's turn to bat.
And this being ahead is going to rely on his supports to help him secure the early game. Mineski is going for Bane, taking a page out of Papi. And this is mainly as an answer to the Lifestealer. Bane is known to be the counter to Lifestealer, at least from a support perspective.
5 seconds remaining.
In terms of carry counter, Mineski can consider going for a Razor or Weaver, both very strong options against a Lifestealer. So Liquid is probably going to ban, I think, the Weaver here. But that's going to put the Venom in the mid lane. And Weaver doesn't feel like a mushy hero to me. I mean, he definitely can play it, it's just probably not his top like 5 to 10 heroes. As for Liquid, their last pick is gonna be I would say Miracle's hero, and there are a lot of options for him. Oh, instead Liquid banned the Tinker, afraid of Nana's Tinker.
10 seconds remaining.
I think Nana's Tinker did a lot in the match against the semi-final match. Against which team was it? Mineski versus I forgot the opponent, but the opponent that Mineski faced in the semi-finals. And Mineski banned the Storm Spirit. We actually don't see this Storm Spirit at all, like for a very long time. But it's mainly as a ban against the Lifestealer bomb. Storm Spirit is being amplified because of Lifestealer, and if they jump on a hero like Bane, there's nothing the Bane can do. They need the Bane to counter the Lifestealer, but if there's a Storm Spirit on Liquid's side, the Bane's life was going to be very miserable. So Mineski, they can consider going for a Razor or even a Weaver, as I mentioned. I think those are the two most obvious counter. Or if they want to go something just more comfortable to their own lineup, they can go for Luna. Okay, so they went for the Mirana, and that's going to be Nana's hero. Mushi's the one going to play the Venomancer. Mirana is a core that kind of counters Pakna, and it is also able to kite Lifestealer because of his leap. And if Earthshaker comes in to gank him in the mid lane, he also has leap to get away from it. So Mirana is just a very all-round hero against what Liquid has, and it's also Nana's comfort hero. It's a natural diffuser pickup which can be good against Sacrifice on Pakna as well. And of course, there's always the Bane Mirana setup. So if Bane can rotate into the mid lane, he can set up a Nightmare into an arrow. And yeah, so this Mirana last pick actually has a lot of synergy with the Mineski lineup, and it does quite well against what Liquid has as well. And the last pick for Liquid is Miracle's Ember Spirit. Okay, so the lock. Whenever you see an Ember, you think of a very hard to kill hero. because he got Sleight of Fist, he got his Remnants. So what does Mineski have to lock him down? They got Night Stalker Silence, they got Hook Shot from Clockwork, as well as Fiend's Grip. Those are not very easy to hit on the Ember Spirit. The only way they have is to set up with a Hook Shot into a Silence and then Nightmare. But because Bane's Nightmare's range is pretty far, it's not gonna be easy. So Miracle's game is gonna be pretty strong.
10 seconds remaining.
He's gonna have quite a lot of space in this game. And
5
Mineski
seconds
actually
remaining.
put Ice on the off lane Night Stalker instead and have Jabs on the position 4 Clockwork. This is mainly because they want the Clockwork to be an answer to the Earthshaker, so the Clockwork will just try to stop the Earthshaker and it will reduce his impact by a lot. If the Clockwork is able to be one step ahead of the Earthshaker, you can always prevent all the Earthshaker's rotation and ganks. And Liquid, they go for the offlane partner on Mind Control as well as the support position 5 on Koroki, Jakiro. Okay, let's talk about the laning now. The laning of Mineski is pretty strong. They have Bane Mirana combo, which is good. And then they have a Night Stalker offlane, which is really strong as well. And Veno is a very self-sustaining core. On the other hand, Liquid's lineup, the Pugna's offlane is against Venomancer. If it's a 1v1, he's gonna do just fine. And I feel that a lot of pressure is gonna be on Ember Spirit in the mid lane. Mineski will try to shut him down, especially with the Bane Mirana arrow. And GH this game, he'll just probably be sitting mid most of the time just to protect his Ember, as well as protect his Ember and try his best to set up kills whenever possible. And for the safe lane of Liquid, they got Lifestealer up against a Night Stalker. I think if Lifestealer can get, I think the matchup will be pretty even. Okay, but wait, looks like Mineski is actually switching things up and putting Night Stalker on the safe lane up against the Pugna. That's actually a decent matchup for Night Stalker, and that's the lane matchup that Mineski is hoping to achieve. And they're gonna put the Veno to pressure the Lifestealer, which is a very good decision. Okay, never mind. They're putting Mushi Veno mid against the Ember Spirit, which is good for Mushi. And they're gonna put this tri lane at the bot lane, which is really strong. They got Nightmare into arrow, and although against a tri lane it's not as effective because they can always, like, let's say you sleep GH on the Earthshaker, Koroki can just wake him up and he can run away. But regardless, Liquid need to play this very careful as they can get picked off very easily with this tri lane, especially if they get Nightmare into Cox and arrow. So Matomberman is gonna have a terrible lane here, and the mid lane will be even, I guess, especially with GH helping him, and this will be even as well. Lane wise, I favor Mineski, but the late game I feel that Miracle can be super effective and he can come online, and I'm afraid for Mineski in that department. Especially if an offlane Night Stalker, it doesn't transit very well into the late game. I wouldn't say Liquid has the better draft or whatever, I think it's a really even draft on both teams. But just because Liquid is a much stronger team, I feel especially if this draft, it might not be the best against what Liquid has now. Yeah, okay, so game 1, my prediction is on Liquid. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you later. Bye.